Okay, let's dive right in. You've probably seen it online. I mean, it's everywhere. Videos, posts, loads of theories.
Oh, yeah. All buzzing about Gremlins 3.
Exactly. And it's gotten weirdly specific, hasn't it? This rumor about Warner Bros. Planning a release, like actually in 2027.
Right. A fixed date and a major studio, that usually means it's time to, dig a bit deeper.
So that's what we did. We went through the sources to figure out, well, is this real or just more internet chatter?
And honestly, the answer's pretty surprising. We can cut straight to it. This isn't just wishful thinking or some fan forum rumor.
Oh.
Our sources are actually confirming this. It's real news. Gremlins 3 is apparently moving forward. Definitely.
Wow, okay, so it's actually happening. What makes it so definite, though, beyond just sources say?
Well, there are two really solid pieces of information that lock this down, things that make it feel much more concrete than just an idea being floated.
Okay, let's hear them. Because, studios announce things all the time that just vanish. Long-term plans can be shaky.
True. But first, the big one. Steven Spielberg's production team is involved. Amblin.
Okay, yeah. That name carries weight,
Okay.
suggests a certain level of quality, or at least oversight.
Definitely. And second, that 2027 release date, it's not just a target they're hoping for. The sources say it's fixed, confirmed, set in stone for 2027.
2027. That's still a ways out. 4 years. Having Spielberg's name attached in a firm date does sound like serious commitment, I'll give you that.
It signals real confidence from the studio, right?
Yeah, but fixing a date that far ahead, sometimes that can feel a bit cart before the horse, can it? Especially when we haven't heard a peep about who's actually in it. No director, no actors.
That's the really interesting part, isn't it? Why lock the date and the producer before you have your main creative team, your stars?
Right. What do the sources say about that? Does it mean anything specific?
Well, connecting the dots, having Spielberg's banner involved often suggests they're aiming big, like proper theatrical release, not just shunting it off to streaming.
Okay, so avoiding the HBO Max fate, maybe?
Potentially. It implies the top-level creative direction, the core concept, is already decided. They feel the idea itself is strong enough to build around, even without knowing the specific faces yet. The engine of the film is considered solid.
So the container is there, Spielberg's production, 2027 delivery, but the actual contents, totally unknown.
Pretty much. Our sources are clear. Despite the green light, there's a huge gap when it comes to the cast. Nothing announced.
And, maybe more importantly, who's the main human character going to be? Is Zach Galligan coming back? Phoebe Cates? Anyone?
Total silence on that front. No confirmation, not even mention of who the lead might be.
And you think that silence is significant?
I think it's the most telling detail here. They're confident enough to set a date 4 years out without locking in actors. It suggests the stars aren't the point.
Huh. Unlike most sequels, you mean, where they bank on bringing back familiar faces.
Exactly. It feels like the success of Gremlins 3 isn't tied to star power. The concept, the Gremlins themselves, that's the real lead here. The framework is the star.
The framework. Okay. Thinking back to the originals, you've got Gizmo, obviously, and then those 3 iconic rules.
Don't get them wet.
Keep them out of bright light.
And the big one, never, ever feed them after midnight.
Right. So is the idea that the script is just so focused on those rules, on finding new ways to play with them, that the human characters are kind of secondary?
That's what it looks like. The sources imply the story has to stick so tightly to that core Gremlins DNA. The rules themselves are the driving force of the plot.
Which would explain why they can confirm the date and producer so early.
Precisely. The challenge isn't casting a big name. It's finding a clever, fresh twist on water, light, or time. Elements that are fundamental to the lore.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. So let's recap this for you listening. Gremlins 3, it's confirmed. It's coming in 2027.
And it's got the weight of Steven Spielberg's production company behind it, which probably means they're aiming for cinemas.
But we have zero idea who's directing, who's starring, or even who the main character is. It seems like the monsters and their rules are truly front and center.
Yeah. Which brings us to that final thought, something for you to chew on. If the date and the producer are locked because the rules are the real star, does that mean the 2027 film has to rigidly stick to just those original 3 rules? Or could their confidence signal something else?
Like what?
Like maybe they're planning to break the mold, introduce a completely new, maybe a 4th rule into the Gremlins universe, something that shatters what we thought we knew and drives the whole narrative.
A 4th rule.
Wow.
That would definitely be a twist.
It would. And I guess only time will tell which way they go.